What is up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. So David Taylor he's trending the internet, y'all. He is trending the internet. Okay. So not only is he trending the internet, but we finally got an opportunity to ask Michelle, because he had him and his board make a PSA announcement in a rebuttal against Vicki Yohe. Now, these allegations, honey, from both sides are getting real juicy. But I'm going to definitely tell y'all something. I'm not believing nothing David Taylor is spilling, because it just ain't making sense. And if it ain't making sense, it ain't making dollars. Let's get into the commentary. But before we get into the commentary, make sure you thumbs up the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the commentary.
I already know it's your girl, Brittany Chanel.
Here we are again, y'all, to talk about David Apostate Taylor once again. Now, I knew that he was going to put out some type of rebuttal PSA announcement against Vicki Yohe. Why? Because we've seen this time and time again. Anybody that comes out against this dude, he comes out and says they're crazy, they're a traitor to the ministry, they were doing drugs, they're, basically he makes the women out to be a whore, like they're sleeping around with all these men. And what's crazy is, Vicki Yohe in her, when she came out to, I guess, get ahead of these allegations, because she knew he was probably going to come out and have this rebuttal, she basically said, like, he had inappropriate pictures that he could possibly put out. She mentioned that, she was taking anxiety medication, because she did have a social media incident where, that gave her, I guess, some type of anxiety. And he tried to spin that around like she was this drug user, that he was trying to restore her, that, we finally got an opportunity to ask Michelle, because, honey, Michelle was front and center on the thing. Well, Apostle is a loving, caring individual. How, Sway? How? Where's the receipts? Because every time we see this ministry, they claim they face to face or they've seen Jesus, which I don't think none of them have seen Jesus, for the simple fact of the matter that if you've seen Jesus, honey, the devil and demonic activity cannot be nowhere around Christ. Okay. How you manage to have all this fornication going on? You have all these people, spiritually being abused, it's just a lot of demonic activity going on. And I'm sure Jesus ain't telling nobody to put out no revenge porn on somebody and trying to defile people and tarnish their name. I'm sure Jesus ain't telling people to do that. So let's just talk about what he did say. He didn't mention a relationship, but he just basically said that, I know it's some cult-like stuff when they start off with the following, because some of these trolls get on my videos talking about he's the end-time general. He's just, allegedly, wasn't this the same person allegedly that was trying to say they was going to be on the judgment seat and allegedly talking about they had the keys to heaven? Like, you got to really laugh at this, honey, because this is crazy. Ain't no way. It's some deeply disturbed things going on here. And I'm not laughing just because I'm like, thinking that this situation is funny. I'm laughing because this is the type of stuff he tries to perpetrate on his platforms and stuff. Now, here's something that's interesting. So I mentioned that Vicki Yohe mentioned she tried to get out ahead, that, it was potentially some pictures that were inappropriate of her that he would possibly try to put out and all this other stuff. And, like as usual, he tries to say, when he wants to put out these women on beam, when they go against him, I think this is why he asks for the pictures, so that if they try to leave or if they try to speak out against him, he has something on him. His ex-wife, or his former wife, Tabitha Taylor, came out and said that it was some pictures of her that the son was allegedly trying to release. And then, honey, the craziest thing I've seen this week was a picture that appeared to be Vita Nichols in an inappropriate way. That was the craziest thing I've seen this week. craziest thing I've seen this week. So I was like, I know that ain't, I'm like this. I know that ain't Mother Nichols. You know, I remember her being, you know, a part of that ministry, you know, some time ago. I haven't seen her as of recently with the ministry, but this goes back to say what Vicki Yohe was saying in her rebuttal to him, or her you know, her PSA announcement that she made before his rebuttal. She was saying that he tries to get with women of influence. Vita Nichols would have been a woman of influence because he tried to say, oh, Juanita Bynum, spiritual mother. That's how he would introduce her. Juanita Bynum, spiritual mother. Juanita Bynum, spiritual mother. Everywhere they go, oh, this is Juanita Bynum, spiritual mother. I'm like, her name is Vita Nichols. Why are you introducing her as that? You know, I know Juanita Bynum is a powerhouse, but still, people don't have to live in somebody else's shadow. So you should have already known it was some pimping with that whole situation. Then with Vicki Yohe, you know, she's a powerful, you know, woman in ministry as well, influential woman in ministry, where she's a singer or whatever. You know, she had her little mishaps with her social media incident, but she's very well known in ministry. So he got with her, and she said on her video where she spoke out about this that, you know, she was like, I thought you loved me, and he busted out, you believe that lie, because it's really just about getting influential people around to pimp, to throw out the red carpet. And if y'all remember that deposition, he was saying when the lawyer asked him, so you need Louis Vuitton and all this stuff for the ministry, and you need a limo, and he was like, oh, our Hollywood guest, and that's to take our I guess our, basically their VIP type of guest around. This is what he does. People get deceived because now at this point, this dude has some type of cash. I guess that, I don't know if he's getting it from the people in the ministry that's giving it to him, but some type of way he done upped his cash from when he first started out, you know, doing this crazy stuff. Because he's been, I mean, with him, it's been scandal after scandal. I don't know how people haven't heard about it at this point, or how people are still getting bamboozled, because every year with him, it's like a scandal. Every year with some women and stuff. Now, Vicki Yohe had mentioned that he was giving women extravagant gifts, and you know, on that deposition, the lawyer was asking him about Louis Vuitton and all this high dollar stuff. So that's why I believe her with the red bottom Louis Vuitton situation. But not only that, I know of some people who he done gave Giuseppe Zanotti fire wings to. So he goes around giving these women extravagant gifts, giving them you know, red bottom shoes. And they mentioned the car, right? Remember Vicki Yohe in her PSA announcement, she said, oh, well, you know, he gave me a Jaguar and $900 Louis Vuittons. Honey, they was like, oh, Apostle, you know, her and the other lady, what's the other lady name? I think her name is Kathleen, on the PSA announcement for his rebuttal. And it was the dude, if y'all remember him from the ministry, what is that dude's name? What is his name? The dude from the ministry, and excuse me, y'all, like, I am a little cold, so I am looking a little ashy. But the dude from the ministry that always, after he would preach, would take too long to close out the service, was on the PSA announcement too. And basically they were like, oh, well, Apostle gave her a car because her car was broken down and she had no way to get around. All this crazy stuff they were saying on this video, mind you. And it was crazy to me because I'm like, okay, even if a person's car was broken down, you gonna go get them a Jaguar? You get what I'm saying? You gonna get somebody a top of the line Jaguar. But it was crazy, y'all, because it got like, I couldn't even really watch the whole thing because I just get so tired of hearing the demonic activity from the whole situation. It's horrid and cringeworthy to watch because you just, when you look at these people, you like, these people are gone. They are brainwashed. Like, God himself is going to have to pull them people out because they are gone. But it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse because basically, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I went to Vicki Yohe's Facebook page. Honey, I cannot even begin to tell you. She had a rebuttal for his PSA announcement. It's like she almost was waiting for it. She said, I ain't watched that video, but I bet you he didn't tell you about these FaceTime videos of him laying in the bed talking to me, and she done dropped receipts. She put up a Mother's Day card. He done sent her flowers and edible arrangements and said, "Happy Mother's Day. I love you, David." They laying together, booed up, like she laying her head on his shoulder. You know, he was in these weird bell bottoms and this outfit together, and they in a parking lot somewhere. And all I could be like is looking at the crease in his pants, because there was a permanent crease, and I was like, "What is going on?" Yeah, looking at the outfit, and I'm like, what women is really messing with this dude? He's like, aesthetically, I'm looking at him and he looks weird. And then, you know, he does this weird stuff where he's like, "Oh, honey, you're being so quiet with me." And he talks like Bubbles. He talks like Bubbles when you're on the phone with him, because I've heard him on the phone with like somebody that I knew. And then like when he texts, it's like he goes from this real soft talking to sorry tell Negro and all this other crazy stuff he be going through. So he got like this, like almost like a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing going on. Like he has sunken like darkness around his eyes, and I feel like the look aspect of him is telling of what is going on. Like with this whole situation, the way he had those people in place on the PSA announcement describes just what I heard from some of the girls that he was involved with way back when. And I wish these women all band together and come forward so that the people know and that he could be exposed for good. Because he would have, if y'all remember on the deposition with the attorney said, "So you had these people volunteering all this time, all day for free?" And basically, he ain't really have no real good answer for that. He always busts out, "You have to ask Michelle." And it just reminded me, like, these people, they are so gone and so much into a cult and drinking that tainted Kool-Aid like it's a Jim Jones situation, that they just will lie for him. I mean, literally, he's been allegedly caught with one of the girls in the bed by, I think, another pastor. And that's why I guess he has that church allegedly that he has now, I think, in Taylor, Michigan. It was some situation with that. He was caught allegedly in the bed with one of them girls that he had on that PSA announcement, allegedly. They were making allegations about that. And then they were saying that's why I mentioned the whole volunteer situation. They were saying that, you know, some of them guys that would volunteer to be around him, they would be the lookout. So if he was at a hotel allegedly with a female, the guy would stand in the hallway of the hotel and make sure nobody came to the room or caught him in the act of doing whatever he was doing. So these people really know what's going on. And Vicki Yohe, in her video, she mentioned that his assistants were female assistants, and they knew about him dating this person, that person, and the third. So it just really doesn't seem too far-fetched to me that, you know, he's asking for these pictures from these women so that he can have some on them to threaten them if they come out against the ministry. It doesn't seem so far-fetched that he's really not seeing Jesus, and he's going around. It's definitely a demonic force and a demonic kingdom going on. And I don't think it has anything to do with Jesus. And I know a lot of people talking about they seen Jesus. I don't believe that you have seen Jesus, okay? I don't care what you probably are going to say about that. But clearly, that stench, God cannot be around. No shiftiness, no darkness, or none of that. Okay, y'all. So, like I was saying, that these people, they're claiming that they have seen Jesus. I do not believe that these people have seen Jesus. Like I was saying, there's way too much wickedness going on for that to be taking place. In 2 Corinthians 11:14-15 says, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works." So pretty much, you know, even God says in the word that Satan continues to deceive the whole world, and even the most elect people can be deceived. Vicki Yohe is somebody that was real influential in ministry, and So was Vita Nichols, and they allegedly have fallen prey to this guy. Now, this dude is a charlatan. He's been running around rampant doing this type of stuff. I've even gotten wind that a woman is claiming to be engaged to him, and the sad part about it is she thinks that she's the only one that has ever been engaged to this dude. It's really bananas. I just really want these women to come from amongst this dude. It's not going to get better. He's not going to, change. Nobody is lying on him, okay? There has been, several people to come out. There's been many women that have came out. I mean, Tabitha, his former wife, said, this been going on allegedly since the 90s. Like Tabitha mentioned how people, they would sit these four ministers of righteousness would sit people down and bring conference with them and be verbally abusing them. Vicki Yohe said that she was sat down in a chair in a room with these people for an hour and a half. So the stories is lining up. And it's crazy. The stories is lining up. And the sad thing about the lady that believes that she's the only one that has been engaged to him, I knew somebody that was engaged to this dude. So it's like, I just wish that these people just, they just turn and get away from this individual, because this individual is wicked. Now, Vicki Yohe, like during my thing, I put up the pictures of the car, different gifts that he's bought her, edible arrangements, and some of the little pictures, honey, they was way too much. I had to y'all got to get it from her Facebook page. I'll put the link down below, where he laying in the bed on FaceTime, talking to her on FaceTime. It's crazy. But he put out that PSA announcement, as a rebuttal, but didn't mention the fact that you had some type of romantic relationship. And it's crazy to me, you saying that this woman was a drug addict and all this, that, and the third, but you must have wanted something from her, because you was dealing with her for 16 months. And it don't look like no friendship to me. They all booed up and hugged up and stuff or whatever. Somebody even got on my video and said they seen them on vacation somewhere or something like that. So honey, it's a sin and a shame, this whole ordeal that's going on with this individual. And I'm praying for everybody to be delivered and come from this situation, because it's just, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. This dude is going to be destroyed ultimately. Number one, he's really playing with the Most High. He's playing with the Most High God, allegedly running around talking about he's going to be on the judgment seat and all this stuff, judging people that's, coming out against him, when God in his word says that you're supposed to expose wickedness. You're supposed to expose deception. And the thing that I like that Tabitha said, Tabitha Taylor, his former wife, she was on a video, and she said that, to get over this whole situation, she had to go through, Christian counseling for a couple of years or whatever. And the pastor that counseled her said, so nobody knew the word for themselves. A lot of people have to start fact checking, and you judge a spirit by the spirit. How in the world are you involved with a person who has you sleeping with them and y'all are not married when the word condemns that? You're not supposed to be doing that. Or it has mandates that you're supposed to follow, commandments that you're supposed to follow, and the person is telling you to do the complete opposite. That's how you know that you're not in the right place. That's how you should know. All these people working for him, and they know the truth, talking about he got the key, allegedly talking about he got the keys to heaven, more like the keys to hell, honey, because if these people don't turn from their wicked ways, they gonna bust hell wide open. It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time on my channel. Excuse me. Thank y'all for bearing with me, because I do got a bit of a little cold or whatever. But I had to come and inform y'all about what's going on, because I have to bring awareness to this situation. We cannot go a whole nother year with this individual, this charlatan, running around saying that he's an end-time general, allegedly, saying that he's going to be allegedly on the judgment seat and that he has the keys to heaven, allegedly, and deceiving a mass group of people. Like, people are being destroyed, and this has to stop, okay? So please definitely like the video, thumbs up, and subscribe so that y'all can keep being updated about this situation. I will be doing more updates on this situation because I will be getting awareness about this situation, because this is very personal to me, because I knew people that were victims of this individual, of this ministry, and I'm going to continue speaking out about it and updating y'all. So definitely make sure y'all tune in and keep checking back to the channel, hit that notification bell, and thank y'all for watching.